On this episode, we talk about hacking your way to creative recognition, getting into exclusive Medium publications, and one person's invention who changed the lives of millions. Hey everybody, and welcome to Finish Friday, the show that helps more creative people change more lives. I'm your host, Todd B from Tennessee, and I created this show because on a scale of 1 to battling trick-or-treaters on Halloween night, finishing creative projects is hard. So my house was a madhouse on the 31st of October. I'm gonna show some footage right here. People coming in, lines out the gate. I think we're one of the busiest streets in our town, so we were definitely packed from 5 o'clock on until we ran out of candy, except for, a couple Reese's Pumpkins that we had stashed for ourselves. Listen, before we get into today's topic, I want to talk about something. It's your last chance to get on the early access list for this new book, The Unstoppable Creative. I've got the link right down there. Join up if you want to be the first to know when the book goes live. And it's crazy, after all this time, this thing has been in the works for over a year now. I've got the cover, I've got everything rolling, and it's crazy to think that next time I talk to you, the book will be live. I am so pumped. I can't even put it into words. So let's just get into today's topic. Okay, so you want a shortcut to getting recognized for your creative work, and I'm going to give you the ultimate hack right here. Solve someone else's problems. And I know that's the least sexy thing in the world for this audience because we all have stuff inside us that we want to get out, right? We got movies, we got books to write, we got photos to take, we got music to make. But hey, listen, at the end of the day, sometimes it's easier to use those same creative processes to solve other people's problems instead. And I got a quote that I want to read you that I feel really ties into what this is talking about. And it says, "Whenever someone with money meets someone with experience, the person who has money will get some experience, and the person who has experience will get some money." See, you've got a lot of experience being creative. You know how to do that. You know how to pull stuff out of thin air and out of your mind. And not everybody knows how to do that. And I know it's tempting to kind of set aside other people and live in our own little world. But I think at the end of the day, you can make a bigger impact if you're willing to solve other problems. And so I'm going to encourage you this week, solve other people's problems first, because whenever you do that, you get more creative energy, you get more problems to solve, you find more solutions, and then you're able to pour that juice back into your own creative work. What's funny is that we all know that Reese's Pumpkins are better than the Reese's Cups. So the question for me is why can't we get those pumpkins all year round? I really, really want to know. This week's question of the week comes in from Anto on Messenger. And Anto asks, "Hey Todd, been following you for quite some time now. By the way, can you please tell me how to get added as a writer for the personal growth publication?" Okay, and before I answer this question, I'm going to take you guys into my Medium homepage and look at something really interesting that I've been studying lately. So if you see on my homepage, there's no publication listed in the teaser block. And that's pretty weird, right? But obviously when we click through a few of them, we see that, yeah, publications are still a thing. And so maybe it's just a background algorithm thing now. And so I think now they're really just trying to figure out what to do with publications. What does that have to do with your question? Absolutely nothing, but I think that's interesting to know about if you're trying to gain a following on Medium. As far as getting into publications, I've actually linked 4 of them down below because I think this is a pretty simple answer, believe it or not. For most publications, they have submission guidelines right there on the page. So click that. Like I said, you've got some below to start with and get those posts in there because it is better to launch to an audience instead of just in your own little world. Anto talking to you directly now. The personal growth publication is one of those that's more guarded about letting people in. I will link up the founder of that platform down below so that you can try and contact him. But I would honestly say that, like, with stuff like that, and there's always going to be exclusive places that you guys are trying to get into. And honestly, my best advice for dealing with that is to stalk the founder and the people involved and give them value as much as you possibly can. Back when I got into both the mission and personal growth, it was because I already had this huge following. So the question is not, how can I get XYZ? The question is, how can I give XYZ? And when you take that mindset into the places you want to go, you're going to find that the doors will kind of open. This week's Artist Spotlight goes on someone who is probably responsible for your coffee this morning. That's right, it goes on John Sylvan, who is the guy who invented the Keurig. Now, it's a little weird for me to put someone like John in the Artist Spotlight because, frankly, he's not technically an artist, but there are a couple things of his story that I want to bring out and I think we can all learn from. The first is that although he's an engineer, he was solving someone else's problem, right? Thanks to him, most of us who still hold a corporate job don't have to drink like lukewarm brown sludge in the middle of the day. And so John was able to find that idea and obsess over the problem until he brought the solution to life. The second thing I want to bring up is that my man gave himself caffeine poisoning while creating this product. John was drinking 30 to 40 cups of coffee a day when he invented the Keurig because he wanted to get everything just right and figure out how to get that taste just perfect so that people could make a single cup of coffee at any time. And I think what's interesting there is my man was willing to go through deep sacrifices in order to bring his vision to reality. And I think sometimes we all want great things, we all want to make great things, but we're not willing to make great sacrifices. So this week, that's what I want to pull out of John's life, is he was willing to sacrifice a lot for his cause, even if it was unhealthy for a little while, in order to create something amazing. That's it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for watching episode 42. Ask the audience. This week, I'm going to ask a question and you answer in the comments down below. This week's question is, are you getting my book, The Unstoppable Creative, on launch day? The time has come, right, to put up or shut up. So answer down below whether you're getting it on launch day or you're going to wait a couple days to kind of see what happens. What I can tell you is that people who order on launch day, there will be bonuses for that, and this thing will go away. This is not a traditional book launch, and I don't want you to miss out, so make sure you're getting it right there. Let me know what your plans are for launch day. I can't wait to talk to you guys in the comments. Again, I'm Todd B from Tennessee. Thank you so much for watching this show, and I will talk with you next week.